Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Mars Needs Movies. In this podcast, we look at movies about alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. And today is a holiday special, so we're going to talk about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And here to do that with me is my brother, Precocious D.
It's pretentious D, but you can call me precocious or perspicacious. Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry freaking Christmas. This movie has been done by both Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And was also featured on Elvira's movie, Macabre. It's from 1964, in color, 81 minutes in English. The budget is an estimated $200,000. There is no box office listed.
Woof.
I saw somebody, maybe it was on Letterboxd. They were saying that this movie is not necessarily better, but more effort was put into it than you might think.
I would believe that.
Like on the Martian uniform. They're pointing out the Martian uniforms. They could have just given them all the same patch. But they don't. They have individual patches with their initial and their number.
Oh, okay. All right.
So there's like a lot of little details like that indicate that somebody was putting in an effort.
Sure.
The costumer, I guess. Delano, what do you think about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts, but I don't know if you wanted to do the cast and plot. And
Let's
stuff
do the
first.
cast first.
Okay.
John Call as Santa Claus, or Santy Claus, as the opening song would have it.
Yes.
Leonard Hicks as Kilmar, Vincent Beck as Voldar, Bill McCutcheon as Droppo. He's a freaking like Tony and Emmy Award winner.
I looked that up,
unbelievably. Victor Stein, I mean, he's giving it 110%.
Oh, yeah, he's doing what the job
fucking
requires.
Committed. Victor Stiles as Billy Foster, Donna Conforti as Betty Foster, Chris Month as Bomar, Pia Zadora as Girmar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Leela Martin as Momar. I mean, she is technically a Golden Globe winner.
Right.
Pia Zadora.
Yeah, although there are allegations that was purchased for her.
They all turned around and applauded her agent. Charles Wren as Hargo, James Cahill as Rigna, Ned Werdemeyer as Andy Anderson, Doris Rich as Mrs. Claus, Carl Don as Cockham and Von Green, Ivor Bowden as Winky, Al Nestor as Stobo, Don Blair as announcer, and Gene Lindsay as Polar Bear.
Well, you seem to pause there at Von Green.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but the sort of one attempt...
Oh, yes. The Werner von Braun.
The one attempt at political satire awkwardly wedged into this is that the head of the U.S. space program is Werner von Green, which, of course, is a reference to Werner von Braun,
That's right.
the Nazi who was the actual...
I noticed it at the time.
Head of the... and they also confused Comet and Blitzen and
Nixon
and Vixen with Richard Nixon.
Yes, he mentioned it. Calls him, Santa can't remember the names of his reindeer.
And he calls one of them Nixon, which I guess in 1964 when this came out
was hilarious.
Was their best attempt at a joke, which is not saying a lot.
There is a stage musical adaptation of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was trying to find some footage on the YouTube. There appears to be I want to do it. I think I got to watch it first.
Well, but it
is available.
The theme song is catchy. It might be annoying, but it is damn catchy. It'll get stuck in your head.
But one of the videos was just sort of a little promo commercial, and that from like 2022. And then there was another one looked like from the same company, 2024, and they've been doing it. I don't know if this is who originated it, but they've been doing it except for a pause for COVID for 17, 18 years.
So if we go back to the cast, the bad guy, Mustache, what was his name again?
Was he Voldar?
I think he was Voldar.
Yeah, he's been in a few things.
Well, I looked him up. What is the actor's name?
Vincent Beck.
Vincent Beck. Yeah, he played a villain 3 times on the Monkees and on a lot of other shows. But he also did a lot of Broadway theater. I don't think he ever won a Tony, but he did a lot of Broadway.
Okay.
And then he died relatively young in the 80s and was never married. So I unfortunately think he might have been one of the many Broadway actors to fall victim to the AIDS crisis.
Could be. Although people did die in the 80s from other things.
Yes, but So
car crashes still happen.
I don't want to be presumptive there. Presumptuous.
I feel that everybody, though, in this movie is giving it all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's half-assing it. They're all committed.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but they're all committed.
Well, so a lot of people have referred to this as one of the worst movies ever made. And I will disagree strongly with that. It's not a good movie by any means. It is a bad, bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's not Birdemic bad. It's not The Room bad.
No. It's not The Guns of Chupacabra. That is my new worst.
That is awful.
That is worse than Manos, the Hands of Fate.
Right. Well, and I think...
Because that at least had a plot.
Yeah, Guns of Chupacabra is just...
There's no plot.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is with Guns of Chupacabra...
And it's not Proust.
Yeah. And this is something I was thinking about. I've seen a lot more bad movies lately. Mm-hmm. And when people put together their bad movie list, part of evaluating a bad movie is for the effort and that was put into it. Uh-huh. Like in the old days, before digital cameras, before you could make a movie on an iPhone, and before you could distribute it through the internet, it took a lot of effort to make a bad movie.
That's true.
Right. You had to get film processed. Mm-hmm. You had to put some money in. So there was a barrier there, a sort of gatekeeper, a threshold to make a bad movie. But since that threshold has been lowered, it's also the threshold for making a good movie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really good B movies out now, independent things, but it also means that there's just a much larger slog of crap.
Yeah.
So if, for example...
So you're arguing for gatekeeping?
Kind of. Well, I'm going to invoke Sturgeon's rule here.
Yeah.
In that if 90% of everything is crap, when you increase the absolute N, the absolute number of everything, then you're going to get a lot more crap to slog through.
Yep.
And so then if the competition becomes for the worst movie ever, the total candidates for worst movie ever have gotten exponentially larger.
Yeah. My current worst is definitely Guns of Chupacabra.
Yeah.
Or I haven't watched any of its sequels. I don't know if I will, but I'm sure they're just as bad.
So the two things about this movie that make it really bad, because I agree with you, there are professional actors doing their professional actor best in this.
Yeah.
Some of the costumes are well, effort was put into the costumes.
Yes.
Except the frickin' robot was terrible. There's also a trend that we've noticed.
There's a Halloween costume robot right there.
Yeah. The trend that I've noticed in these films, starting probably with The Day the Earth Stood Still, but we saw it in Devil Girl from Mars, that every alien invading spaceship has to come as standard issue with a robot that you can order around by vocal commands.
Did you want the robot included? Yeah, sure.
yeah, that's standard package. You get this robot that you can give vocal commands to. So that one was pretty crappy. Mm-hmm. But the big fault with this was the script. The script was terrible because...
Well, yeah.
I mean, and that's often the case with bad movies.
There's only so much you can polish.
And I looked up the script writer. This is the only thing he did.
Right.
This is unlike the director who went on to do a lot of other stuff, including a number of episodes, both writing and directing of In Search Of. Right. If you younger audiences might not know that, it was a documentary series in the 70s that covered...
It was the internet before the internet.
It's covered stories of the paranormal and was narrated by Leonard Nimoy and was famously parodied in Kentucky Fried Movie as I think they called it Bullshit or Not. And there's
No, that's Amazon Women on the Moon.
Okay, is it?
Where the Loch Ness Monster is
Jack the Ripper? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but it has been parodied as that. Something I looked it up at said it was Kentucky Fried Movie, but it was on the internet, so probably wrong. I believe you on Amazon Women.
Bullshit or Not is Amazon Women. There might also be a thing on Kentucky Fried Movie.
Okay. Anyway, so he went on to do that. So again, all professionals doing their best. Pia Zadora, God bless her, not a great actress. She went on to win the Golden Raspberry for Worst Actress of the Decade, maybe Worst Actress of the Century, because she did some other stuff after this that was not good.
I saw her. You remember when, I think it was on Bravo. It was either HBO or Bravo. Mm-hmm. You remember when Bravo used to show Broadway plays?
Oh yeah, yeah.
There was a production of like the Pajama Game that she was in.
That she was in?
Yeah.
Well, and she might have gotten better as she got older.
Sure.
You know, because the stuff that she was winning raspberries for was back in the 80s.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the plot here. Folks, I'm leaving that cough in because we're recording this on Christmas Eve, just for you. No time for editing. Flying by the seat of our pants. Martian. Here's a plot from Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. The Martians Momar, Mom Martian, and Kimar, King Martian, are worried that their children, Gearmar, Girl Martian, and Bomar, Boy Martian, are watching too much Earth television, most notably station KID-TV's interview with Santa Claus in his workshop at Earth's North Pole. Kochum, an 800-year-old Martian sage, advises them that the children of Mars are growing distracted due to society's overly rigid structure. We don't have children. They have children's bodies, but adult minds. From infancy, all their education is fed into their brains through machines, and they're not allowed individuality of freedom or thought. They also do the pill food thing in this.
Oh, I have a note about
mashed
that.
Potato pills.
I have a
special
note
treat
about that.
chocolate layer cake pills. Kochum notes that he has seen this coming for centuries and says that the only way to help the children is to allow them their freedom and be allowed to have fun. To do this, Mars needs a Santa Claus figure like on Earth. Leaving Kochum's cave, the Martian leaders decide to abduct Santa Claus from Earth and bring him to Mars. We also get introduced to Dropo during all this, who is his personal servant? Kimar's personal servant?
I guess. Yeah.
He seems to work for him directly.
Yeah.
In the house.
And he seems to function like a court jester.
Well, sure.
Essentially.
Yeah. They don't come... I don't think anyone calls him King Martian at any point, though, do they? It's clear he's the leader, but he's more like the head of the council or something.
Yeah, I don't think they call him King Martian.
Struggling to distinguish between various Santa impersonators, the Martian... I found one on the street corner. I found one on this street corner. Wait a minute. The Martians decide to kidnap 2 Earth children to find the real one. Sure, why not? Once this is accomplished, one Martian, Voldar, who strongly disagrees with the idea, repeatedly tries to kill Santa. Does he actually try to kill him?
Yeah, he tries to space him in an airlock.
Jesus.
An airlock.
Believing that he is corrupting the children of Mars and turning them away from the planet's original glory. When they first question these children, he's like, is this what you want our kids to turn out to like? Be fucking morons like these 2 lumps? When they arrive on Mars, Santa and the children build a factory to make toys for the Martian children. However, Voldar and his assistants Stobo and Shim sabotage the factory and changes programming so that it makes toys incorrectly. One of the comments on Riff Tracks was when Dropo is confronting Stobo. Dropo's like, hey, I'm the comic relief around here. Because it is a little weird that this Stobo guy comes in because he seems to be... He's the negative version of Dropo. Meanwhile, Dropo... Kimar's assistant, who has taken a great liking to Santa Claus and Christmas, puts on one of Santa's spare suits and starts acting like him. But he still wears his fucking helmet. They have helmets with antenna, which it's unclear if the antennae are part of them.
Yeah, part of the...
That's when they say something stupid. It's like, what is that? Those are our antennae. Are you a television? You want our kids to turn out like these morons?
Right.
Yeah, it's unclear if it's part of them or just part of their helmets. But they never take their helmets off, so we don't know. Oh, and their makeup is so...
Oh yeah, I think they're supposed to be green, but it just looks like
they're meant to have green skin, but it just looks like they've smeared mud on their faces.
Yeah,
that has a slightly green tint.
Particularly with the kids, the 2 kids just look terrible.
Yeah. It's amazing. Pia ever worked again. After arriving at the toy factory, Voldar mistakes Dropo for the real Santa and kidnaps him. When Santa and the children come back to the factory to make more toys, they discover that someone has tampered with the machines. Voldar and Stobo come back to the factory and make a deal with Kimar. But when they see the real Santa Claus, they realize that their plan has been foiled. Dropo, held hostage in a cave, tricks his guard Shim and escapes. Kimar then arrests Voldar, Stobo, and Shim and sentences them all to death, to summary execution. No, he doesn't. But Santa knows... Excuse me, folks. It's staying in. No time for editing. Santa notices that Dropo acts like him and says that Dropo would make a good Martian Santa Claus. Kimar agrees and sends Santa and the children back to Earth. Santa takes it all pretty well.
Yeah, he's pretty
God
jolly.
bless you all, my nefarious kidnappers.
Yeah, even the guy who just tried to kill me and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the script is terrible. The premise is bad, and Santa Claus is not the least probable thing about this movie, in that it's bad science fiction. It's written by somebody. It's what somebody with no knowledge of science fiction thinks science fiction is. In that it replays one trope, which is that somehow, because of advanced technology and science, that we will lose emotion. And that's just anti-modernist romanticism bullshit. There's no evidence. There's no reason to believe that.
Right.
Which is a larger issue to get into. But you see this in aliens again and again. Aliens who aren't robots, who aren't artificial, but somehow to indicate that they're aliens. And we saw this in Devil Girl from Mars. That somehow they've lost or never had emotion. In the case of the Martians, they've lost emotion, but apparently they lost it for hundreds of years, and it didn't cause them any problems until until Earth television came along.
Yeah. It's a TV corrupting our
So
youth.
that's a whole larger dissertation to go in.
They should go to the movie theater like proper young Americans.
That's right. Well, so yeah, I came across a movie from the 30s called Trapped in Television that I still have to finish watching, but is talking about sort of some of the evils of television already back in the 1930s. But yeah, so there's a larger issue about why people would lose emotion for no particular reason, just because they have better knowledge of science and technology. But the other point, which often goes hand in hand with this, is the food pill that you mentioned. Because I also came across a movie recently from 1930 called Just Imagine. And it's a spoof of science fiction movies.
Okay.
Although it predates Shape of Things to Come.
Oh.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, they're spoofing Shape of Things to Come, which is a famous H.G. Wells book that became a movie.
Yeah.
But no, this was before that. It's a Rip Van Winkle story of a guy who gets struck by lightning in 1930, wakes up in 1980 to flying cars, of course, because you got to have flying cars. Prohibition is still in effect. There's clearly a subtext in this whole film, Just Imagine, of the people are not happy with Prohibition, but it's still in effect when the movie is made. But they also have the food pill, and in this case, the booze pill, which we do have the equivalent of booze pills these days. But yes, that food is vended from an automat type machine that gives them pills. Anyway, my point of this is I was thinking about this as kind of a lazy science fiction trope. So I did a little digging. What is the origin of this? The food as pill,
Right.
which you see all the time. And I found a great BBC article about it. But the first instance of this, in 1898, a woman named Mary Elizabeth Leese was asked, amongst a bunch of other writers, because of the 1898 World's Fair, they were asked to speculate about what they thought would happen in 1998.
Okay.
And Mary Elizabeth Leese says, the elements of food will be condensed down such that a vial of food would feed you for days.
Okay.
Now, while it's a dumb idea, because while you can get the micronutrients in a pill form, your vitamins, your minerals, you just can't get the calories in a pill. With everything we know just about matter, you know. But the motivation for it, in Mary Elizabeth Leese's case, was she was a feminist. She was a suffragette.
Oh.
This is 1898.
Get women out of the kitchen?
Get women out of the kitchen.
Sure.
And so in that case, it was actually really good.
Particularly back then, a lot of time.
a lot of time
spent
and
just making the food.
And there's a very good book called More Work for Mother, that a history book that explains how when labor-saving devices in the home were invented, the vacuum cleaner, all of that, what that usually meant is just freeing up the man to do more labor outside of the home.
Oh, okay.
And the woman still had to do more housework. It's just some traditional
Husband
male
used to help with that.
Used to help out, that the husband used to do more cooking before the invention of the electric oven,
Right.
and that sort of thing.
Anyway, but he's still doing more work. He's just doing it outside of the home.
For the capitalists.
Of course.
And she's not getting paid for her work at home.
Right.
So Mary Elizabeth's motivation for this was a really good idea. But by 1930, it had already become a joke.
Yeah.
And scientists had already argued why it couldn't be. She's a fascinating woman.
Most people enjoy eating food.
Yes, that's my other point. Just because you can do something like eat dehydrated ice cream.
They act like these pills bring you the joy of the food itself. Ooh, mashed potato pills. Ooh, a special treat, a chocolate layer cake pill. Right. I'm like, it's not going to.
Which gets back to the larger issue of people enjoy having emotions.
Yeah.
At least some emotions.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you don't have to have emotions.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have to sit down for dinner, people enjoy these things, and there's no reason. Yeah, if you had a food pill that would feed you in emergencies, sure, everybody would do that. Yeah. But if you have the choice of eating a good meal or taking a food pill, people are still going to choose eating a good meal, at least on occasion, for the enjoyment of it. But yeah, Mary Elizabeth Lease, fascinating. She was a pro-African-American suffragette when many of the white suffragists were not. She was a labor agitator, a populist, a Georgist, which is a type of socialist.
Okay.
And she famously was misquoted as saying, Kansas farmers need to raise less corn and more hell. She didn't actually say that, but she was quoted. People described her as being able to recite multiplication tables and rouse a crowd to action. Okay. That she was that good of a speaker and orator.
So who said that?
It was said about her.
No, but then somebody came up with it.
Yes, and attributed it to her. And she later said, I didn't say it, but I should have.
Right.
So anyway, so she came up with the pill.
Somebody, they should have taken credit for it themselves.
Yeah, I think it was a reporter who thought she had heard her say it.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so yeah. So this movie is not terrible. Well, it is terrible, but it's not the worst movie.
No.
But it did lead me down this rabbit hole to rediscovering Mary Elizabeth Lease.
Right.
Because I had heard of her in the political context. I just never knew that she had come up with the food pill concept. So for that, I'm grateful for having sat through this movie, because it's not good.
How many stars are you going to give Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
See,
does he even conquer them, really?
He wins them over through the power of love and Christmas spirit.
That's right.
His
black boot on their neck. I've conquered you.
Yeah, before the internet and digital filmmaking, I would have registered this as like a 1. But since there's so much more bad crap out there, I might go so far as to give this 2 sleigh bells.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
We're doing sleigh bells. We've decided.
Whatever you want to give it. Christmas trees.
I mean, during 31 Days of Horror, we were doing flying saucers. But,
oh, that's right. This is Mars.
Yeah, this is Mars Needs Movies.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it 2 flying saucers.
2 flying saucers. Okay.
Yeah. There you go, folks.
2 flying saucers with jingle bells on.
I'm pretty sure it's streaming everywhere, but you can also, if you're going to watch it, Mystery Science Theater or Riff Tracks.
Yeah.
I believe the MST version is on Tubi. I don't know if the Riff Tracks one is.
Actually, I saw the MST version on MST's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They have an official YouTube channel, so it was there.
Yeah. It's probably Shout Factory stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. We'll be back next week with another... Excuse me. Again, not cutting it out. We'll be back. I think we're going to do our last Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Well, I did come across this other movie,
oh my God.
The Becomers.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay.
But it's not.
It's not. It's a different.
Yeah.
It's a different. I watched it. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances should you watch Invasion of the Pod People. I'm
No.
just going to spoiler right now. Don't do it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Merry Christmas, everybody, to those who celebrate. Merry whatever to those who don't. Have a nice day. Yeah, if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a nice day.
Have a happy December 25th.
Yeah. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Pretentious D.
Remember to keep watching the skies. We won't see you, but you'll hear us next time on Mars Needs Movies.